Another important component of communications, specifically nonverbal communication as a whole, would be the 4 functions of nonverbal communication. So the first function would be to facilitate cognitive meaning. So basically through repetition, which would be the repeating of words or stressing of words, which would be known as accenting. So that's the first function of nonverbal communication, basically just to share information with another person. The second function of nonverbal communication would be encoding and decoding emotions. So encoding emotions would be displaying your feelings, displaying your emotions, and decoding would be reading another person's emotions or their feelings. So emotions are basically just someone's feelings. So happiness, sadness, whether they're angry, anything like that would be an emotion. So the third function of nonverbal communication would be to express affection and support for another person. So examples would be hugs, smiles, different comforting strategies that were listed in the textbook would be decreasing the distance between two people, whether they're in an intimate relationship or a family relationship, which would be an example of proxemics. So different comforting strategies such as eye contact, hugs, physical touch, anything like that would be considered an affection support function of nonverbal communication. And the fourth and final function of nonverbal communication would be to aid in impression formation or identity management. So basically, an example of this would be someone's first appearance or first attraction to someone else. So examples would be physical appearance, eye contact, facial expressions, whether you're intrigued by someone or not intrigued by someone. A first impression is very important, and it serves as an example of the fourth function of nonverbal communication. So as a whole, the 4 different functions are to facilitate cognitive meaning, to encode or decode emotions, to express affection and support, and lastly, to aid in impression or identity management. And I think that these are all very important functions of nonverbal communication, because if nonverbal communication didn't have a function, there wouldn't be a use or a meaning for it, I guess. So I think it's important to understand why nonverbal communication is analyzed and used in everyday conversation and relationships with people that you know.